Muslim-free zone. Coughs have 9 perfect words. 1a. U.S. Army veteran declared his home a Muslim-free zone and erected a sign. However, as soon as delicate liberal snowflakes demanded that the police do something about the offensive sign, it took officers just 9 words to leave the complainers completely dumbfounded. Vermont resident Troy Maxim selflessly served his country, but he never expected that he'd see the day his beloved nation would welcome in Muslims. Protesting against Islam, Maxim placed a homemade sign outside of his house in early March, declaring the property to be a Muslim-free zone. Like clockwork, Socialist Democrats came out in full force, calling Roxbury police to complain about the cardboard display hanging in his front yard. Hoping authorities would make Maxim take down the sign, they were left aghast when police told them it's considered free speech protected by the First Amendment, according to the Times Argus. In a shamefully contradictory letter to the newspaper's editor, Regina Logan explained that she was deeply offended by the 3 words and that she believes it shouldn't be allowed within public view. While the sign is on private property, it is in public view, and its message is in direct conflict with the values we as Americans are supposed to hold dear, she wrote. Ironically, it must have slipped Logan's mind that one of those American values of which she speaks is freedom of speech, a protected right that doesn't exist under Islamic law. Also, it's safe to say that this offended leftist has no idea that Islam is not only a religion but a political and militant legislature, which directly contradicts our own Constitution and American values. Local Democrat Rhett Williams said that he had made up 50 tolerance and respect signs and had handed out 15 to other residents in an attempt to battle Maxim's hurtful words. During his interview, he explained that his message also applies to respecting the veterans' viewpoint. Although Williams has warm, fuzzy feelings about his advocacy for tolerance, he seems to forget that tolerance is a two-way street. As refreshing as it is to see a leftist acknowledge tolerance of an opposing view, it is his complacency with such an intolerant religious ideology that begs to question. Would Williams go into the mosques that quote scriptures from the Quran propagating that Jews are apes? Will he protest the imams in the U.S. who are preaching that homosexuals, adulterers, and apostates must be executed in accordance with Islamic law? Might he step into a traditional Islamic center and denounce gender apartheid? Perhaps even someday he may travel to Mecca and demand that non-Muslims be allowed entrance, citing his own tolerance. It appears that Williams and the other offended locals are nothing more than useful idiots for the very ideology whose prophet commanded unbelievers like them to convert, pay jizya, or die. While many of these leftists certainly think their feel-good activism will win them the respect and perhaps safety in the Muslim community, the Quran has another thing to say about his disbelief. But they wish that you reject faith, as they do, and thus that you all become equal, like one another. But take them not as friends until they turn to Allah, from what is forbidden. But if they turn away from Islam, seize them and slay them wherever ye find them, and, in any case, take no friends or helpers from them. Quran 4:89. This particular verse explains that not only are Muslims forbidden from taking non-Muslims as friends, but they aren't even considered equals to Muslims, hence, the inhumane treatment of non-Muslims in Islamic countries. Of course, it adds that if anyone converts from Islam, they are to be hunted down and killed. These offended individuals probably don't know the 109 verses of the Quran in which Allah commands violence against unbelievers simply for their refusal to convert, but hopefully, they'll educate themselves on the religious texts being taught in millions of mosques and the historical hadiths that perfectly describe the Islamic prophet Muhammad's modeling of them. Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.